Sziasztok, Janó vagyok. Közép-Európa első világra szóló podcast csatornáját hallgatjátok Magyarországról. Ez a Budapest.fm.
Hi, my name is Ray, and you're listening to the #1 podcast station in Central Europe, Budapest.fm, podcasting to the world from Hungary.
Hola, here we are at Budapest FM World Headquarters with the one and only Marco Marchica.
Hello, guys.
The one and only Alberto Segantini.
Hello, folks.
And of course, Tom Bean. I don't know if he's the one and only, but he certainly is here.
The only one that matters.
The only one that matters.
How's everybody doing?
And today we're going to be talking about, well, a few things, but mostly about the beautiful game, Jogo Bonito, soccer, football, calcio, footsie, whatever you want to call it. Alberto,
Not soccer.
Not soccer. We won't call it soccer. But Alberto and Marco, they both come from Italy. They both come from the north of Italy. And tell me, guys, what teams do you support? What's your favorite team?
I support Atalanta from my city, Bergamo, of course.
Atalanta.
And unfortunately, Alberto is supporting Inter.
We all have strengths and weaknesses. Come on, I support Inter Milan, of course.
And Tom and I are both massive Liverpool supporters, and I think there's some differences between the Italian game and the English game. I mean, for me, the English game is very physical. It's a beautiful spectacle on the television because they have the colors and the pageantry of the stadiums. But the Italian game, there's something more maybe sophisticated about it, and less sophisticated also. What do you have to say to that? Anything?
I don't know. I think like English football is like more technical for sure, and less tactic maybe. I mean, like I think the Italian teams prefers to don't concede a goal because a goal can come whenever.
Catenaccio.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
While like English teams, they play football. I mean, they have always an offensive idea to play football. I think is the main difference.
Mm-hmm. Do you recognize that difference playing in Italy versus playing in the wonderful league that we have here?
Well,
yes, there is
actually my Hungarian team, I don't know correctly, Willie, my pronunciation is Schwabhedge.
Schwabhedge is Marco's team.
He's playing.
He used to call it when he told me I'm going to play for the Schwabheggi.
He's playing a proper catenaccio, so I mean they do like.
What is catenaccio?
Like defend, don't concede a goal, and then play counterattacks.
Catenaccio is like a big chain, literally. That's the translation. It's like what we usually put in front of the goal, right? So
Trapattoni, maybe no, not proprio Trapattoni.
Sacchi.
Arrigo Sacchi. No, he was big with. But even before, wasn't it Inter Milan like the 1960s? Didn't they have a famous coach like Herrera?
Herrera, yeah, of course.
He won like 2 Champions League in a row.
Yeah.
Cool. So what brings you guys to Budapest anyway? Why did you end up here?
I mean, I'm working here, so I had an opportunity to come here.
For who? Who do you work for?
I work for Sony. I'm doing logistics, and yeah, I came here. I love the city. Immediately, I met you guys, and I was lucky. I mean,
and that's why you stayed, because you met us, right?
Yeah, I mean, like actually, I have to come here to the podcast to talk with you. Don't give me any opportunity to talk.
Marco, last night we saw each other last night. Don't give me that gruff. Don't give me that gruff. Not on my podcast. No, it's true.
Guys,
It's true. And Alberto, you came here also?
Yeah, I came here for an internship at first, and then I found a job like 4 or 5 years ago, and I met you guys actually later on. I think we met 1 year after I came to Budapest, because you, Tom, you were not here when I came in 2016, right? And you were not here either.
No, I came in 2018 for this when I came.
Right. So yeah, I still work for ExxonMobil, but we're actually moving, as you guys know. So.
Congratulations.
When did you arrive to Budapest?
2016. I think it was October. No, June.
So just about 5-year anniversary and you're leaving.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's do a little cheers toast to that. We have some Guinness.
Couldn't wait anymore.
Oh boy. Okay. Easy does it. Nice. Get that beer exploding around all the expensive electronic equipment.
We got it under control. And I am not drinking right now. I'm having an alcohol mentesh little fruity drink because today I became immune to COVID, so that's pretty cool.
Well, you're not quite immune yet. I think that you still have
for all intents and purposes, I got stabbed with a needle, and now that's me.
Congrats.
And Marco, you're also not drinking, and why is that?
Because I'm playing later, unfortunately.
Marco is playing in a match for the Schwabhedge right after the podcast. That's how dedicated he is to football.
Guys, I have to leave soon, so I mean, like, unfortunately, I cannot talk a lot with you, Willie.
Last one in, first one out. Marco's motto.
And Marco, what would you say, like Bergamo, the club is called Atalanta.
Yeah.
And what does it mean to be an Atalanta
actually,
supporter?
I don't know the origin of the name, but Atalanta is a goddess.
A goddess?
Yes, a goddess of the run. So actually the story tells that a person like could beat Atalanta in a race is gonna marry this girl. But of course, no one, I think, he beat Atalanta.
Except for Inter Milan.
Except Inter Milan.
Here we go.
Actually,
twice this year.
No, I think one drew. 1-1 in Bergamo.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, now Alberto's team, Inter Milan, they just won Serie A for the first time in how long? How long since it's been?
Last time was 2010, so 10 years, 11 years, man.
Wow.
Long time.
Well, congratulations. I guess
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Forza Inter. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Marco. It's good to hear it from you, actually. Feels good.
And what do you guys make of a big word in the soccer world these days has been the Super League? That was when I was in Spain. All of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night, Sunday night, maybe like 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up to take a piss, check my phone, and what do I know? They're like ending the Champions League, starting the Super League. What did that mean to you, Super League?
I mean, actually, it's a big topic, maybe, because, I mean, even after this scandal about the Super League, actually, after 2 weeks here in Italy, for example, they just eliminated, like, the third teams from the Italian Cup. So, actually, the Italian Cup from the next year, they're gonna play only the first division and second division, so Serie A and Serie B.
Yeah, so that's
all the teams, they complain about the Super League, but then the Italian Federation invented this new style of the Italian Cup. So I mean, right now football is only, I think, question about money. But I mean, I'm a romantic guy, you know, especially for football. So I mean, of course, I didn't agree with all this Super League. I mean, of course, even due to the COVID.
For the people that are watching and maybe don't understand, what is the Super League? How would you put it, Alberto?
Super League, well, that's a bunch of teams, probably the strongest teams around, but also the one that are more in depth.
Not the strongest one.
No, they are the strongest. The strongest, the richest, but the ones that have more depths as well. And so they basically wanted to create a different tournament with a different, probably financial setup as well, for which they could get more money to reinvest in the club. I think the trigger was the fact that UEFA, correct me guys if I'm wrong, because you know probably better than me, but what I know is that UEFA wasn't giving out much of the money that they get out of the TV rights and all these kind of things, and so they wanted to create a closer group of teams that could like split that money among them and not with other teams. That's what I.
But the main difference between, because there is the Champions League and then you have the domestic league. So you have a league in Italy, you have a league in England, you have a league in Spain, as well as Germany, Lithuania, every league in its own. And some teams from each league, they qualify for the Champions League, and you qualify based on your performance. And even though it's usually like the teams that split off into the Super League, like in Italy it was Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus. In Spain it was Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. In England I think it was 6, Tottenham, Chelsea, Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, Arsenal. So you had like 12 teams. Arsenal they're in like 9th place. I think Gary Neville's like, Arsenal right now couldn't even beat the champions of San Marino. What do they think they're doing in the Super League? But either way, they wanted to have this closed shop where no one else could come into this league and qualify, and you wouldn't have these miracle stories like a Leicester City or even an Atalanta.
Even Ajax.
Or an Ajax. So then people got upset because in football we like to have this ideal of romanticism.
I think, you should you should get there if you deserve it, no matter where you come from, no matter how money you have or how much money you bring to the business, because football became a business, let's be honest. It's a business right now, but that's not what supporters and most of the players and the people actually involved in that business feel like. They feel it's like sport, it's like fun, it's something for the people where you can start playing on the street when you're 2, 3, 4 years old and then end up like winning a Champions League at some point.
We are too romantic.
Think about Jamie Vardy. I was reading about the guy.
Actually, even today I read something about Liverpool. Like they signed a contract or they found an agreement with the
supporters.
Yes.
They said they're giving the supporters group one seat on the board to make decisions, because the Liverpool supporters were, the big thing with the Super League was the supporters were so upset. I mean, you saw people in Manchester like basically having a riot before the game the other day. I know a lot of the Italian supporters were very upset about this idea that teams were going to break apart and start this league. So the Liverpool owners, they were actually pushing for it because the new Super League was sort of on the American sports model, and Fenway Sports Group, the Liverpool owners, they own the Boston Red Sox, and they wanted to have, the biggest thing is now if you don't qualify for the Champions League, it's a huge financial penalty. Like we'll see if Juventus qualifies this year, they're kind of fucked if they don't, because how do you afford all the salaries if you don't get all that big money?
How much money do you get for making?
Well, I think I heard the other day, like,
No idea.
Liverpool got like $90 million for winning the Champions League, and I think Chelsea in the same season only got $20 million for winning the Europa League. So there's quite a big gap between the prize money that you get.
And I guess you make money from playing those games. Like the teams make money for the publicity that
television contracts.
Right. Oh wow. But then what I don't get about the Super League is like I woke up and I just see Willie, you're making like crazy angry stories, like, and this is just what everywhere. Everyone's just like so angry and upset. And like as I learned more, I still don't understand what people are upset about. As I understand, it's just a bunch of rich dudes at the top trying to like make this go through, and they dropped it, and then everyone was saying this is a horrible idea, let's not do it. And then it didn't happen, but people are still upset. So I don't really understand. I feel like it's just the people at the top that made stupid decisions, and now it's not happening, and so it seems like a good thing.
But the fact of the matter is that these guys, these owners that aren't accountable to anyone, they have literally the ability, and not only would the Super League be bad for the fans, it would also directly harm a lot of the lower teams, because right now, like, you have football infrastructure.
But it didn't happen.
Yeah, I know, but the fact is that they wanted it to happen. They disregarded it.
But they couldn't have done it. Like themselves,
they could have actually. They arranged everything. You know what they didn't consider?
Funded by
exactly.
JP Morgan. No,
JP Morgan underwrote the
I mean one of the biggest,
or Goldman Sachs even. Maybe.
I don't remember, one of the biggest bank in all over the world. So actually they already planned everything.
But that clearly wasn't enough. Didn't a bunch of teams were just like, okay, then if you play in that, you can't play in the Premier League or something like that. Didn't people stand up and say like, no, you can't do this?
But it took an enormous outpouring of public pressure. Even the governments got involved.
Okay, that's why people had to get upset.
Yeah, the first one, the English government first.
Yeah, Boris Johnson said we're not going to allow this to happen. It would be crippling. It would be crippling if you think about some of the lower.
How many interests there are inside, like politics.
Interest, yeah, of course.
I mean, Italy seems like it's a very cloak and dagger sort of football, has a lot of behind the scenes, let's say, corruption involved with the. I mean, every league, but
I think everywhere in football.
Calciopoli, right? That was in Italy.
2006.
What was that?
I think Moggi, because I think
there was
a few teams like paid referees to win.
Bribed referees.
Yeah.
That was the darkest page of the Italian football history book, I think. I don't know how you felt about it, but I felt like really, when
Atalanta got like I think a penalization.
Yeah, Milan, Juventus.
Oh, Atalanta was involved in it.
Yeah,
-1.
Typical. Inter was one of the only teams that wasn't, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
well,
apparently.
No, we were not involved. So at some point, what happened is that our Giacinto Facchetti, he basically called. They have some phone calls recorded where he was trying to tell the designator of the referee, so the guy deciding who would referee which match. He was trying to tell him, okay, listen, we've had bad referees for 5 games in a row. Now it's time maybe to get a good one. And that's why eventually it wasn't charged, because that's not really bribing. It's just telling people, okay, please look out for us as well. But what happened, as Marco said, is Juventus was basically, paying referees just to take certain decisions, and they would literally, do you remember that video of Moggi? Juventus
in the changing room.
Yes, he went to the referee's changing room and to give him literally a couple of Rolex watches. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was one of the it was sad, man.
So
sad, really.
Both parties got punished, the teams and the referees, right?
Yes.
The referees.
Yes.
I don't remember the name.
Juventus got relegated to Serie A, which was pretty crazy.
To me, that was not enough, by the way. That's the worst thing you can do in football, in team sport, is to basically cheat and bribe, people, the referees and judges.
And Atalanta bribed?
I don't remember. Maybe it was 2012, the other scandal.
A lot of scandals in Italy.
Yeah. I think I remember.
That's probably what you meant with your question, right?
But then at the same time, 2006 was the year you won the World Cup, so it was like a high and a low for Italian football.
Yeah, actually, even when Italy won in 1982 the third World Cup, that year we had another scandal. I don't remember about what, but I don't know, like I think this kind of situation in Italy, they create like more
emotional
chemistry
reaction,
in the group, and they fight all together. Actually, there was an amazing group in 2006.
And what do you think about football in Hungary?
They have a lot of passion. I think Hungarians have a lot of passion. I think even more than Italian. I mean, I remember 2 months ago I played...
More than Italian, really?
I think like 2 months ago I played against Reac. That Reac is a team which like I think 10 years ago was in first division in Hungary. And of course the supporters, they couldn't attend to the stadium. But they were singing out of the stadium for like 90 minutes all the time. And it was pretty crazy.
You would see the same in Italy, come on. I think it's pretty much the same. They're equally passionate for football. They have an equal passion.
I don't know.
Well, we've all had a pretty cool experience playing for Budapest Celtic, which is the expat sort of centered team that we joined when we moved here.
That's how we all met each other.
That's how we all met each other, and that's been the real basis of a lot of our friendships.
Where was
they
it?
are still champions, actually, Alberto. Are you?
The Greens.
Are you?
I'm not hearing you, man. So Willie, Tom, that's where we met in Slovakia, playing a friendly with the Celtic, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We got smoked. We got smoked 6-1.
I remember you had a big night, right?
Yeah, we got absolutely shit-faced afterwards.
That was insane.
That was so fun.
Yeah. Do you remember who scored the only goal?
You scored the goal.
Alberto,
because you flopped.
That was the only free kick. No, come on, I didn't flop. Or maybe I did. But the point is that I scored an amazing free kick, probably the only one I ever scored in my life. So.
But you never score ugly goals, actually, Alberto.
Thank you, Marco. How sweet of you. What's happening?
There is a camera that can see my face.
Yeah,
that's why.
Marco's on his best behavior.
We should do this more often, guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
You just keep Marco with headphones on for the rest of his life.
That's funny. But yeah, Celtic is family.
Yeah,
I think it's family, and there are actually, I've seen like a lot of good players. Celtic, the 4 of us, and probably the top 11. I would say starting 11 of my dream team. I don't know about Marco actually, but I think I can fit you in. Yeah.
Well, for those of you that don't know, Marco is like a terrier midfielder. He works really hard, wins the ball back. Kind of similar maybe to like a Mascherano. In a sense, no?
More quality.
Mascherano's fucking quality, no?
More quality.
I guess he's too defensive. Yeah, you're more of like a playmaker. I'm sorry, that was probably serving. I used to love Mascherano, though. It was supposed to be a compliment. And
did he play good in Liverpool?
Oh, amazing. He was my favorite player. Yeah,
I won a Champions League with you, right? In 2000?
No, because he came after. He got to the final against AC Milan in 2007, but... and Alberto is more of a striker. So Marco's midfielder, Alberto striker, goal scorer, box in the box.
Tom is a jolly.
Tom is a jolly, man.
Jolly. What's a jolly?
I mean,
a jolly joker, so he can play anywhere on the pitch. That's how we call it in Italy.
Really? Yeah. Learned something new on this podcast. Jolly, I like that. You're a fucking
jolly. I'm just jolly. Put me somewhere, I'll be jolly.
And I'm just like the athletic American that goes hard in the tackles and has a terrible touch.
A good show.
I remember your performance in the final of the tournament we played last summer.
Oh yeah,
we lost.
No, Willie, we lost, but last minutes, 1 man down for 70 minutes, and I remember you recovered the ball. Do you remember? Right at the corner, just literally, I don't know. You caught the guy off guard, and you just like took the ball and put it in the middle of the box, and Kev scored an easy goal, and that was the free one. The beginning of a huge comeback until
I blacked out. I don't remember what happened. It was just rush.
I was so pumped. I remember.
Yeah. But that's been really a great thing about being on that team is that you make so many friends from around the world. And that's one of the beautiful things. Forgetting about, we talk about the Super League and all the big money that's involved in football. But for us, I think playing is really the true beauty of the sport.
That's what I don't understand. So the game is a beautiful thing. We play it because it's fun. And then at what point, because everybody always talks about like soccer's corrupt, like the systems are corrupt. And I don't understand that. But like what makes it corrupt? And why is there so much money in it? Is it because people pay money to watch? It's such a giant spectator sport?
Well, it's the biggest, if you think about advertising and like what people pay for in like content, if it's any sort of content, whether it's movies, whether it's film, whether it's television, soccer is something that captivates people's eyeballs. And they're not only their eyeballs, but their emotions. So it's very easy, like if you own a club, to manipulate people's emotions and basically use it as your personal piggy bank. But then again, like it's very financially difficult to own a club. You don't really actually necessarily make that much money.
Yeah, not at all. My dad, guys, my dad is president of a club in Italy, like the lowest division, but we have an academy. So we have, young kids from, I think, 5 years old onwards, 7, 8 teams. Takes a lot of money to run a club on a yearly basis. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, and so of course it's not easy. When do you start getting money at any level? Actually depends on how you run the club. Yeah. It's a matter of transparency, interest, right?
I mean, this is even another problem about Super League. I mean, like, no one is taking care about the lowest division in Italy, the amatorial football. I mean, everybody was like hit by coronavirus, especially the amatorial football. How can you run a team if you don't have any money? So Super League is only, like this, I don't know.
I understand where you come from. I mean, again, example, my dad, he just talked to the local municipalities and told them, okay, you know what, either you support us or I drop it. Because a lot of sponsors just withdrew their sponsorships, and we have, as much as said,
in Italy they started the league, the amatorial league. In Italy they started, and then after 3 matches they said, okay guys, we cannot due to coronavirus. At least in Bergamo.
Same everywhere, I think.
But I don't know if it works this way in Italy, but I had a friend who played in Iceland, and when I went there I asked him, because there was like this town of 2,000 people, and they had a club, and there was like a stadium, and there were a bunch of people that were at the game. Like basically most of the people at the town came to watch the game. And I was like, how in the world does this tiny town in Iceland, like how does Iceland have 3-4 divisions of soccer? And he said that the way it works is like any company gets tax write-offs for any money that they donate to like a local club, like to a sports club. And so that's how they ensure that sports clubs get funded, because like the fisheries and all the big companies in that town in Iceland sponsored the club, and they wrote that off for taxes. Is that the same how it works in Italy? Because like that to me sounds wholesome. That sounds like a good way to give entertainment to the people.
So that's the best way to promote it, to finance these small realities, and I agree with you, it should be the way everywhere. But in Italy, it's more like the opportunity for certain people to recycle money. So you flip the coin, you flip the coin.
The company and like to
because
don't declare any
because the gain is different. So let's say that you get like you got to pay random numbers 30% of taxes, and they're going to tell, okay, if you invest in a club 20%, you only pay us like 5% more, so we give you discount of 5%.
Not only this one, even to avoid the declaration of
but that's an example, but and that's a way to that's a way around it. But the main thing is that by recycling money, they can eventually gain much more than what they would save by actually paying taxes the way I said. So
we would call it money laundering.
Recycling. That's not recycling; it's money laundering. Recycling is from Italian.
It's a proper translation.
And what about you, Mark? Are you staying in? Alberto's taking off for the Netherlands. You staying in Hungary for the next 20 years?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if I don't find any other opportunity right now, it's like I'm struggling a bit. But I mean, I don't know my plan in the future. I mean, I'm trying to solve it, sort it out. But let's see.
But you love Budapest. You're like when Marco's walking down the street with his big hair, everybody knows who he is. Oh, Marco. He has to battle away the...
No, of course, guys. I mean, I love Budapest. It's been a good experience for me. I think it's time to make a new step.
Do you have plans, ideas?
Yeah, I mean, Spain for sure.
Where?
I mean, I would love to the south, but it's pretty hard.
But I thought San Sebastian is your place.
No, San Sebastian is the north.
But you lived there.
I lived there.
You don't want to go back?
I don't know. I prefer, I think, the south.
Okay.
I called San Sebastian the Bergamo of Spain. So actually, people are a bit... not cold, but like you have to, fight a bit too.
Is that a compliment or?
I don't like Bergamo people in general, so it's not a compliment.
The Bergamaschi?
Yeah. The
really?
Yeah, I mean, like they are a bit posh and like
snob.
The mindset is really bad.
How is it? Isn't it like next to Milan? How can a city next to Milan be snobby? I thought Milan is kind of snobby.
Because it's small, like people remain in Bergamo and they stay there because they think that the city is like beautiful, they can give you everything, but like it's not true. And of course your mindset is going to be always closed.
And Milano is even more snob than Bergamo, I think. There is a historical reason. You told me about it once.
Yeah, but I don't think so, because I mean Milan is like super international. Milan can offer you everything, and there is every kind of people and every kind of typology of people actually. So it's not. I think it's pretty different.
Nice.
I mean, I don't like Milan neither, but this is totally different.
Where do you like in Italy?
In Italy, I mean, I will touring
Sicily.
right now.
Sicily, I was about to say.
Sicily would be amazing, guys, but like it's really hard to find a job. No, you don't think
Become a fisherman.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yes, indeed.
You know how to fish?
so? Nah.
Oh, okay.
No,
But you've been working on your Hungarian lately, haven't you?
guys, slowly.
Give us something.
I learned Halmos last day.
Almos.
Yeah, sleepy,
Almos.
right?
Almos, it's
Sleepy.
kind of. It's like sleepy, yeah. Almos was actually
Yeah, I guess I'm doing this course within the company, but I mean, like, it's not so good. I mean, like, I don't study a lot. I should like take my time and study a bit of Hungarian. But actually, Tom now is a pro.
10 minutes a day.
10 minutes a day.
I don't
Is
do
enough?
it. No, yeah, but if you do 10 minutes a day, that's a lot more. That's 10 minutes more than you're doing right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's enough.
Better than what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Step by step,
as well.
Marco, step
Yeah.
by step.
step by step.
You'd be surprised how far you could get.
No, of course.
After like 3 weeks of that, you'd be
I
surprised.
was going with your Hungarian.
It's okay. I need to practice more. I've stopped practicing, and that's a problem.
Marco,
Just not improving.
what's your favorite bar in Budapest?
Bar.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
Cospoint.
But no, Kotspot, no. I think now, I mean, Fekete is pretty cool. It's pretty local.
We were there last night for a pint or two.
I like it. Then
Is that why you're a bit hungover?
a bit, but because I didn't have dinner, I think. I don't know. But then there is another cool bar in Buda, close to Szálkalmantere, Nemet Bar. Is it correct?
Nemet bar.
Nemet Bar.
Nemde bar.
Nemde Bar.
Nemde bar.
I like it even.
Yeah, Nemde bar. It's got a little bit of a
cool.
techno vibe.
Yeah, I mean, like vinyls. They play music. I like it.
What's the name of the little pub we went to? I think it was me, you, and Tom, Willie.
The outdoor one in Buda?
Yeah, the one up in the hills, like
It's just called Balint.
The Balint guy.
Balint, because
Amazing.
Marco's been there also. Yeah, this is a pretty hidden gem bar. It's like on the backside of Roja Dome in the what do they call it? The Pasharet, and it's called Balint Kavezo, and just some guy Balint. He owns the bar, and it's like his house, and then it's a garden and downstairs, and it's a very cool vibe. Yeah.
I loved it.
They told me a lot of teenagers in the past, they were used to go there after school.
Yeah, well, I went back, so I found it in the middle of coronavirus last year. I was on a run, and it was while everything was closed. I hope I'm going to get them in trouble for saying this, but they were somehow open, and I ran past, and I was like, whoa, that's an open bar. And I hadn't seen one in months, so I went downstairs, and I didn't have any money, but he gave me a free beer, and I was like, nice, let's go back. And so then the second time when we went back there, I took Alexa, and then Marco met with Frederica, and what the hell is that guy's name? From Sardinia, but not Lorenzo. He's Enrico, yeah. And I got so drunk.
Oh, I heard about
Actually,
this.
I never seen you.
Never seen me this drunk. No,
never.
I think I fell into the bushes on the way out. Like I was like, the next time I went there, I had to go. I was like, I'm not John Bochinot. I'm sorry. I'm
Apologize.
sorry. But yeah, great bar though. Great bar.
It's cool because it's like, it's particular. It's not like what you find in the city.
Because I think literally one of the first bar open after the lockdown.
Yeah.
In April, I think.
It's been a long lockdown. I mean, Hungary was November. Everything was closed until now. Crazy.
Yeah, think about other countries like in Italy since April last year.
Really?
Like that was a full year. So I think we've been lucky, guys.
Yeah.
And actually here the lockdown was totally different than Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like in Italy was a proper lockdown. I mean,
Is Italy open now?
Yeah.
It's opening up.
Yeah.
Well, Italy really got traumatized because you guys got hit first and the hardest, especially Bergamo. Bergamo was like
the first.
fucking. You had like the line of like ambulances and tanks on that picture or whatever. That was like really traumatizing.
Yeah.
It was. Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, my parents are still a bit like shocked from this situation.
Yeah, my parents too. I think we were really lucky to be here in Hungary because, as Marco said, everything rolled out differently.
We could go out for a run.
Well, especially, I mean, last summer, for my money, Hungary was one of the best places to be in Europe because it was relatively like
normal.
Open, normal.
We just got hit really hard for a short period of time in this last wave, which was like the death rates and everything were really bad. But overall, if you look at the whole picture from last spring to now, Hungary didn't have it as bad as other places.
Yeah, I agree.
How long do you think before like all this becomes a distant memory you never think about? You think it'll be that way this summer?
Nah.
I think by next year it will be a long lost memory.
I don't think so. I think, like socially speaking,
that's what I mean.
Will affect people's behaviors. It will affect mine probably. I mean, I can't be 100% sure about it, but that's my feeling.
I think even people forget about it. I mean,
but forgetting is one thing, but reacting even unconsciously to memories is different.
That's a good point. No, I think definitely we'll have some subconscious scarring and transformation. I mean, some of it's like potentially a good thing. For instance, hygienically, like I think about some of my habits before coronavirus and they were like disgusting, like absolutely disgusting. Especially when I was younger, but even so, like just sharing like drinks unnecessarily, and now it's like almost gives you a visceral reaction, like, oh my God. But you think about back then, you wouldn't think twice. Oh, give me a bite of that, give me a sip of that. And
that's what I mean. You're gonna think that. You think that now. A year's going to go by, and you're going to be in a situation where you're going to get a drink shared with you, or you're going to have a table shared dish, and you're going to think like, "Oh, it's kind of weird," but you're going to end up doing it, and then it's going to be like less weird. So then the next time it happens, you're going to feel a little bit less weird. A year from now, you're going to go back to the way you were acting before. Most people will, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Next time I'm going to want to get a bite of your pizza, I'm going to have you sign a declaration saying whether you've been sick in the last 14 days and stuff like that. Be ready.
I'd like to think that this sticks, but I don't see it happening.
No, I mean, it's not necessarily a good thing. I mean, there is some case also to be made, like we need to get used to each other's germs, and humans have been living this way sort of close together for such a long time, and it does make you a little bit more resilient if you like aren't scared all the time. So I don't know. But then again, you look at like some of the Asian countries and they got hit by an earlier wave of viruses than us back in 2002 or 2006, whatever it was with the SARS. And you see like Chinese tourists and they always wear masks. Maybe that's more about just they're used to the pollution in Beijing, but maybe also, I don't know.
No, I think that might be something that sticks, like mask wearing and travel and stuff like that. Maybe, but
I hope very little of it sticks. I'm very sick of all the coronavirus bullshit, but
yeah, gotta live with it for a little more.
Yeah.
So. And again, I think it's going to be the youngest generations who will suffer a bit more. You know, imagine those like 18, 20 years old folks who are about to go on Erasmus, or the young, kids that could not socialize, so it's going to be tough.
And in some ways, they might also be like rocketing into imagine if you were a kid finishing college doing everything remotely, and then you go into work and you're like already in a remote universe. Like, I don't know, that could be, you could look at it in a way where they're like being conditioned for the future of work as well.
They're just being conditioned to become corporate slaves.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some case to be made that this has all been like orchestrated by some shadowy world order, and maybe also runs the Super League. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it didn't work.
Yeah, tell me about this guy, because that's the big thing with the Super League is that there's this like comic book villain. This comic book villain that owns Juventus, or he's not owns it. His family, Agnelli.
Yeah, but I think the father was
historically.
The father was
it's a different generation.
Exactly. Was a gentleman.
Yeah, the father was a gentleman, and yeah.
A gentleman, a bit weird, but was a gentleman.
And they also own Fiat, the car company.
So there's always been like a mix of, as Marco said, interest in there. Fiat, the government, Juventus.
Was involved by,
I think
Juventus, or only Fiat?
No, never.
Only Fiat.
Only Fiat, okay. Yeah. But that's besides the point. So Agnelli, this guy, new generation, 4 years old guy, I think, running in his 40s, perfect English, always been, socializing, networking with people. And he became like, I think, vice president for UEFA, something like that. Was running Juventus very well.
Really?
Yes. Running Juventus, vice president, or he was like very close to
yeah, he's some sort of corporate job in the UEFA, for
sure.
Exactly.
So he's always been smart, they say. He's been running Juventus very well until they bought Ronaldo 2 years ago. That was debatable, but I don't know why he didn't like really evaluate the situation now with the Superliga properly, because he underestimated the power of fans
people.
and power of people, mainly fans and players, coaches, really those people, just playing
everything. Everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what they had in mind, really. I don't know if you guys know about EuroLeague for basketball. I don't want to
exactly
extend the topic, but
it's kind of the same, no?
The same happened for basketball like 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, where this brand EuroLeague like took over from FIBA. The organization planning everything about the basketball Champions League, and they did it very well, so much better than how the Superliga tried to approach this whole thing. And most of all, they already owned all the media, the marketing, so they basically owned everything except the organization of the events. So for them it was really, really easy and fast to just say from one day to another, I put together 20 teams, I have all the infrastructures, everything ready there to run a tournament. I don't need to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And I have 20 teams, not 12. So there were differences.
right.
For basketball, it went through. Now we have only EuroLeague.
But how is working the EuroLeague? I mean, like,
It's working with licenses, so it's a similar concept as the Super League, but much more articulated and much better articulated.
but the
I would
teams
say.
are always the same.
No, you get a license for like 2-3 years, depending on your financial background and your sport results, basically, like what you achieve on a yearly basis, and that rotates every 2-3 years, right? So you get a license, you get it for like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. It really depends. So there's usually a bunch of like 15, 20, 18 teams which are the same, and then other teams rotate. That's how it works.
Yeah, I don't think that this Super League topic is over. I think in 10 years, 15 years, we're gonna talk about again.
Well, it's interesting because also now, like the Champions League is the format is also very advantageous for the big teams.
UEFA, they're not angels, guys.
It's not. Yeah, that was the Super League was the best thing to ever happen to UEFA because now they like look like the heroes, which is ridiculous. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We can only just.
That's part of the game.
What if they had just like a fan submission, just like how do we build a better league? Do you think that there should be a better version of the Champions League?
The problem with the Champions League is it's just so like dictated by money. Like even now they want to make the group stage. The group stage Champions League when it first started was the European Cup, and you had one winner from each league all over Europe coming into the tournament. So it was really like a pan-European thing that showcased all the teams from all over. Slowly it's become like the 4 English teams, the 4 Spanish teams, the 4 Italian teams are kind of the dominant force.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think is the main reason why nowadays clubs have to spend more and more every year?
It's not. The answer is not inflation.
Why?
It's not. Indeed. I think the answer is players cost more year after year. Okay, and that's why I get my personal, solution to this maybe non-existing problem. I don't know, because people like Champions League, they enjoy it every year, and they wouldn't think about changing it. Is salary cap. That's the American model. That's how you kind of like limitate the amount of money that goes around every year, depending on how much money the business produces. So that's why I like the salary cap model that you have in the US, guys.
I don't know what that means.
A salary cap is like, for instance, each league in America has a slightly different way of doing it. Like in baseball, you can break the salary cap, but you have to pay a tax. But basically, every team in like the NFL, for example, every team has to only spend like $60 million on their entire team's salary.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so then it has a little bit more equality.
Right. So yeah, there are different dynamics kicking in, but from the point of view of how much teams can be competitive,
there's much more balance.
Precisely. So you mentioned before, what is the price to win the Champions League? Right? In the NBA, for example, you get a prize, number 1 in the draft next year, if you get to the bottom of the ranking that year.
It's interesting because America is such a capitalist place, and yet our sports teams and our sports leagues are more of a socialist model, whereas Europe traditionally has a more of a socialist ethos.
How is the American sports league system more socialist? Because of the
salary cap, and if you do the worst, you get a reward. You get to become more competitive by getting the best player.
But still, that doesn't make you better. Like the Panthers or that North Carolina, they have been the worst team in the NBA. They finish last every year.
But that depends on the management. So imagine you have as Willie said, 60, 100, 200 millions to spend in the next 5-year cycle, and you got to figure out how to spend it, how to put together the team and everything. And I think that's the challenge, right? It's not just about the players and how they play; it's how you put them together. And
okay.
But for example, what happened to Manchester City? Manchester City got eliminated from Champions League for 2 years, and then they said no, you can join Champions League.
That's the failure of financial fair play. Probably it was never applied strictly as it should have.
Exactly, they don't.
Financial fair play was supposed to be like a salary cap in a way, but it was just very poorly administered.
They don't care about the.
Well, Man City, for instance, because it was supposed to be that you could only spend the money that you generated, but Man City is owned by the Emirate of Dubai or whatever at Abu Dhabi, and so they could say, now the random oil company or not oil, but it doesn't matter, whatever random affiliate is going to give Man City £200 million a year because that's going to be the new sponsor. So now they generate £200 million a year as Man City, but no one really would ever sponsor in a fair market Man City for $200 million because they're just a tin pot club that.
Yes, it's terrible. I mean, really.
But I also like.
We should like really stop watching.
But then you have. But then
Yeah, this is what I don't understand, because this is what I started hearing when the
really
Super League
stop
exploded.
watching,
It's like, okay, let's stop like watching soccer, and I don't
without-
understand where that comes from. Is it because of the corruptness of the?
No, because if you stop watching, you don't. I mean, you don't. You don't give money to this system.
Right. And you would just drop the Great Escape.
I would
like
say,
you would stop.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
You would just go to local Hungarian games.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yes.
I'm in.
like Tom Holland, the guy that we saw
Yeah,
before when we were
Tom
getting our
Holland,
chicken
yeah,
sandwich. He was sitting down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just eating the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I asked him. I was like, "Yo, are you going to watch the games on Sunday? Like all the final Premier League games?" And he's like, "No, all the games are going to be on Sunday at the same time." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "The Premier League." I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm not." Like, what?
Right.
He's just going to
likes
go to
to go
like
live
he prefers to go to like a some random.
But then
regional game.
if you have like football, especially during the coronavirus period with no fans in the stadiums, has gotten like a little bit less passionate for me. But then like the other day when I saw Alisson score that 95th minute goal,
now you're
was
back
going
on board.
Crazy.
Now you're back on board.
To paint a vivid image in your head, I was completely stark naked watching the game on my bed. And when Alisson scored, I just was like running around the house like, it's fucking amazing. The goalie in the 95th minute. Have you ever seen that?
My goalkeeper.
There was a goalkeeper in Italy who scored against Milan. Toldo against Juventus. That was like, he probably committed 3 fouls to push that ball into the goal. But it's past.
That's pretty funny.
He's the goalie.
I want to try some of this Texas whiskey.
Let's do it. Thank you to Jared, Chris, and DJ. They introduced me to TX whiskey.
TX.
Beautiful nights in the hotel when I was working there.
So you've been to Texas a few times.
I've been there, yes. I've been there for like 5 months overall in 2018, like 2-3 occasions.
I've never been there. Never been to Texas.
Well, it's interesting. Lovely people, really lovely people, but it's a very controversial state, or I would say reality in general. Like you talk to people and you realize, there are many differences really compared to, if you compare Italy and Texas, I could never imagine what it would be. And there are many connections as there are many, differences. And as I said, it's controversial, but I enjoyed my time there. It was great. So none of you have ever been to Texas?
No.
Marco, you should go.
Have you been?
I don't think I have.
Wow.
I mean, I've flown
Guys,
through.
I'm
It's actually
sorry.
the biggest state in the
I have
US,
to
isn't
leave.
it?
It was a pleasure to
All right.
talk with you.
Fairly well, Marco.
Really.
Yeah.
And see you tomorrow, guys, no?
Absolutely.
See you tomorrow.
It's a big weekend for Alberto, the farewell.
Yeah, it's going to last 3 days.
All
It's
my
gonna be
time is for
intense.
you. You cannot complain, you know that.
I'm not. Actually, it just started and it's been awesome. So
Yes.
We appreciate you coming, Marco, before your match and everything. It shows a great sign of commitment
pleasure
and
for me,
solidarity.
yes.
We're happy for it.
But see you soon.
Arrivederci.
Forza Atalanta.
Forza Atalanta.
Forza.
Ci vediamo.
ci vediamo. Now go and shine.
Yeah.
Good luck, Marco.
It's been great. Thank you.
All right. Well, here's for Marco and
Okay.
Texas.
For Marco in Texas.
Ciao.
Bye bye, guys.
Ciao, Marco.
Love you.
All right, quick. Now that he's gone, we can say bad things about him.
About Atalanta or about Marco?
About Marco.
How's this
Nice.
whiskey? Do you like it? Mm-hmm. It's nothing extraordinary, but
No, it's good. It's very, very nice.
What
I like
kind
it a
of
lot.
notes? What kind of notes are you getting?
Hickory wood.
Nice. Nice.
Some mellow caramel, maybe a little buttered popcorn on the
caramelized popcorns.
caramelized popcorn. Thank you, Alberto.
You got it.
Thank
Very
you.
good. Very
I think we
good.
got about 15 minutes left in this show. It's been a pleasure so far. Is there any topics that you wanted to delve into, Alberto?
Well, guys, I'm moving to the Netherlands. So how about we link up to the Netherlands? Because
Where are you going in the Netherlands?
so we're going to The Hague or Den Haag.
Uh-huh.
It's like a town. I think it's the third biggest town in the Netherlands after Amsterdam and Rotterdam, of course. It's on the North Sea, so it's very windy, pretty cold, and very rainy. I'm not sure how I'm going to cope with that. But,
it's a very famous city, especially from like an international diplomatic perspective. I think the international criminal court's there. Some of the other things with the European Union.
yeah, I don't remember specifically, but yeah, there's a lot of expats, a lot of international realities over there, different kinds. So we are excited, really excited.
Fish. You can eat fish there.
So the only thing that we really wanted to have in The Hague was like either a rooftop or a little yard. That was the conditio sine qua non in Latin, means like the only requirement of the accommodation, and we got one. So
Nice.
second thing, I'm gonna buy barbecue, a barbecue machine or something.
Nice.
And then I'm going to buy a lot of fish every day, probably. It's
Gas barbecue or charcoal?
I haven't decided yet.
I'm trying to make this decision now. It's a big one.
I don't have much experience with those because in Italy, we cook on the stone, so we have this these local stones, and then we use those to cook. So
in Italy, everyone in Italy, or it's just like
most of the people. Well, where I come from in the north, I would say, but it depends on where you come from. Because in the north we have a lot of mountains and we have a lot of caves. You call them caves, where you can get some. Yeah, and so it's cool. We use this material to build pots to do slow cooking.
Wow!
So you guys have, for example, the smokers. Right, especially in Texas. In Italy, we have these pots that are made of this stone, which is called pietra ollare, and you can cook amazing stuff in there. It's like 7-8 hours. You let it go in an oven. Fantastic.
That's cool.
Sounds delicious.
But in the Netherlands, it's going to be mainly fish.
Yeah, I guess up on the North Sea, they have a lot of fish. That's cool.
I miss that in Budapest because
landlocked,
far from the sea here.
It is tough. Like, I love seafood. That was very nice in Spain when I was just down there. Like, you had very easily accessible fresh seafood, and it just makes all the difference. And it feels, there's a lot of hubbub nowadays about, like, there was that documentary on Netflix, Seaspiracy or whatever. Everyone's talking about that. Anyway, my original point was that fish always felt to me a little bit more like ethical and healthy than meat. But then again, maybe it's not that ethical, but it does feel healthier. I think seafood is a little
lighter.
It's lighter. Yeah, you don't feel as...
You feel better after a salmon burger than after a barbecue double patty beef burger, That's a fact.
That is for sure true.
Yeah.
That's for sure true.
But one thing that the Netherlands has in common with Hungary is they're both like super flat. So there are no mountains, hills whatsoever. It's super flat.
Netherlands might even be flatter.
I believe so, which is actually weird because Hungary is super flat, really.
Yeah.
What's the highest hill in Hungary? Like 800, 1,000?
Yeah, it's not super high. I think it's in the Matra Mount, or up in there. I forget the name. It's something Petu, which is like rooftop. But yeah, it's not high at all. I mean, Hungary actually, their old regions in Transylvania and in Slovakia, they had a lot of mountains, but those have obviously shrunk and been taken away, or not taken away, whatever you want to call it. But either way, yeah, Hungary, Alexa always gets mad at me when I say Hungary's a flat country, but it is pretty flat. They do have nice like hills though, like it is, especially in Buda. Buda is actually one of the more hilly. Yeah, Buda hills are gorgeous, but it is, coming from north of Italy, like...
I miss mountains so much. I know you guys... you don't have mountains in Iowa.
He's like kind of
flat.
Iowa. I mean, New York is not mountainous, but easy access to Vermont, where we went to school together in Vermont. A lot of mountains. But out west is where the real mountains are. I mean, those even are taller than the Alps. No?
Probably.
Maybe. It's not a contest.
Nah, not really.
I don't know. Views like mountains... I had a theory once that, like, if you're ever super sad or grieving, you should go to a mountain, because when you look out from a mountain, there's like so much going on. You can't perceive all the information coming to you, so you're just like overwhelmed with fucking emotion, and like you're just overwhelmed with like the outside, and it matches grief. I don't know when I thought about this, but because when you're grieving, you're like overwhelmed with emotion, you like can't perceive everything. This is one thing. When you said mountains, is what I thought of. And but people talk about how like the ocean is a beautiful view.
I was about to say,
nothing interesting about the ocean.
Why not? Either you go on top of the mountains and you look at the world and the surface of the world, or you go deep down. By deep down, I'm talking about like 100 meters, not like 5 meters like we did in Sardinia last summer. That's not really what you can see. But I think there is a whole world, not as big, of course, but as interesting.
In the ocean.
Did you just make the statement that there's nothing interesting about the ocean?
I mean, if you look out at the ocean, like from a boat or from the coastline, it's not interesting. It's just a never-changing horizon of just like blue. But people always say, "Oh, it's so beautiful."
Well, no,
and that's why I think Iowa.
Hold on, I'm going to disagree with that, because like coastlines can be extraordinarily beautiful. You have like.
But if you're looking out into the water...
in the middle of the ocean, yeah, it's not beautiful. But like if you're looking out at the waves breaking on like the gorgeous sand beach...
It's debatable, Tom. What you said is really debatable.
Okay.
It depends on the coastline.
It's a valid point. I see what you're saying.
I'm just saying I wanted to like work into the fact that flat places are interesting. Like it doesn't. I don't think that the ocean's boring. Like I think it's beautiful, but it's not because it has like endless features that you can like be lost in. It's because it's just an expansive, beautiful place, and that's why flat landscapes are also beautiful.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Land ocean.
Hungary is kind of like an ocean in its own. They call like the Alfeld, which is the Great Plain in Hungary. They call that the Hungarian Ocean.
The Great Plains, where the horse lords came from.
Or the Balaton is kind of like the Hungarian Ocean.
Oh, man. My disappointment the first time I went to Balaton, coming from Lake Como.
Yeah.
They told me there is a nice lake in Hungary. It's huge. It's like the biggest in Europe or something, right? Or second biggest?
I think it's the biggest,
in terms of
biggest freshwater lake.
Okay, yeah. So it wasn't far from reality, from truth. And so they told me about this amazing lake, and I saw some pictures, like, looks weird. I mean, the color of the water is nice, but it's light.
The color of the water is beautiful.
It's light's reflected, so I mean, doesn't mean anything. And then you step in it, and you step in it, and first of all, I mean, you step in it, and there are rocks and artificial, like these ladders basically going into the water, and then you step in, and it feels weird. It's not sand, it's not rocks. Like, what is this? I don't know if you ever asked.
It's sort of squishy, muddy, silty stuff.
Like, what's that consistency about? I mean.
Hundreds and thousands of years of fish poop.
I'm not sure.
And
I think sometimes this might be half artificial as well. No, they kind of level it out, I believe.
Dredge.
I know. You know why I know that? Because once a friend of mine lost a ring, and of course you got to just dig down and try to find it, and you have no idea what it looks like.
Did you find it?
No, of course not. It was a jungle, man.
Was it like a wedding ring?
And it was engagement.
Oh,
ring,
wow.
So, yeah, it was a me though. So. That's how I know that the bottom of Lake Balaton is ugly. It's really ugly.
Fun fact about the bottom of water bodies. Probably shouldn't be saying this because I don't know the details, but dynamite is a combination of like an explosive thing and then something that slows down, makes the explosion happen in like a bombish way. And it's the mix between explosives and this called like something dino-mustari-ish matter, and it's like the matter that you find in the top layer of bodies of water at the bottom.
Really?
It's like dead animal matter from like all the little microbes in the water.
And that's used to make dynamite.
Yeah.
Wow.
You mix that with an explosive thing and it makes a bomb.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Tom.
I should probably look it up to make sure I'm not spouting bullshit, but I'm pretty sure that's true.
Yeah. And one last thing about lakes and Lake Como. Lake Como is the deepest. I think it's one of the deepest lakes in entire Europe, something like that. It's like 430 meters deep.
Wow.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. I went to Lake Como 2 years ago with my family.
Was
it was magical, really magical. I think we were in like Bellano is where we stayed.
Bellano, yeah.
Bellano, yeah.
You know what Bellano means in Italian? So if you split the word bel ano and you put an apostrophe there, it means beautiful ass.
Really?
Can I say that?
Yeah, of course you can say
it means beautiful ass. Bellano.
Does it look like an ass there, or are there just a lot of beautiful asses?
No, I don't know. It's just
there?
like, I don't know. It's just historical name of it. And there is a closer town called Lecco. Lecco means to leak. And so sometimes, when you see on the map, you have Lecco.
Like the beautiful ass.
Exactly.
Nice. That's cool. But no, Lake Como was gorgeous. We loved it. It was a great family trip. My mom, 2 brothers, Alexa. There was one morning I remember in particular, we woke up and there was a rainbow over the lake with like the boats going by in the early morning. And it was just like, took my breath away. Really good food, really good wine. Yeah, I also went to Garda, which is the nearby lake, I guess kind of the maybe rival lake in a way. For me, Como was much better. Garda was also beautiful, and there were some cool parts about Garda that we didn't get in Como. For instance, maybe just because my brothers went, they did like the paragliding thing, and it's very famous in Garda to do the paragliding. But overall, Como was more diverse. We went to some beautiful castle monastery up in the hills near Como. I forget what it was called, but it's gorgeous. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I think Lake Como is more picturesque. You say that in English, yeah. So most picturesque. So it's more particular, it's more original. You've got more inputs, you got the mountains, you got the water, you got everything surrounding you. And it's, as you said, Tom, I mean, I was lucky I grew up there because, in 1 hour, 50 minutes, I could go skiing. 10 minutes walking, I could go, wakeboarding and sailing. And that emotionally, as you said, I think that's fantastic. What nature can offer you emotionally, is to, compensate and balance out your own personal feelings. It's awesome.
Nice.
Do you agree, Tom?
Yeah. That little, I mean, that little, where that grieving thing came from was like from a weird place. And I still can't remember what I was thinking when I had that thought. but I'm going to look for it.
Did you have a time in the mountains where you were grieving?
No, in college I did an architecture class, and my final project's like you have to like come up with a house. Like and I designed a house that was made for like it's kind of a long story, but it was like meant to take you through a emotional journey because you came in at the back and then you had to go through this like little like pathway, and then you ended up in a crazy view of the mountains. And the idea, I think this is unrelated actually, but that played into this whole theory. But I can't remember how the grieving thing played in. But the idea was like when you're really heavily grieving, you like can't comprehend why you feel the way you do. And I feel that when I'm like looking at a mountain, I just get kind of confused because it's just like so much shit is going on and it's so big, and it's just like I can't wrap my head around everything that's going on when I look at mountains. Have
you had a point in your life that you've been grieving?
Not really. That's kind of, or not to that degree, really. Besides, the grieving that we do whenever we get emotionally unstable,
or whenever you go to the mountains.
Yeah, the mountains just make me sad.
No, I can see what you're saying. I'll
try to flip it. What if nature is like brings out emotions? Like just looking at nature, like of course. Proper nature, like you go up the mountains, down in the ocean. There is this place in Italy close to Lake Como called Montesplug, and it's a beautiful place on the border with Switzerland. And you've got a little lake, which of course in winter freezes because you're up like 2,500 meters on the level of the sea. It's a magical place. So you've got this little lake, little town. I'm talking about probably 20 houses and 2 hotels, and that's it. And it's fantastic. So you just go up a little bit on the mountain and you look down and you see this spot of water, and then you see all mountains around, and it's fantastic.
Oh.
And it brings I know, I get what you say. I love that place. It's magical, and every time I get there I feel some sort of like nostalgia, because as you said, it kind of like probably nature triggers emotions and boosts emotion or balances out emotions.
Yeah, for sure. Nature is integral to the human condition. It's just so important. It blows my mind that some people just don't really go out and experience nature.
Yeah.
But like people who just sit in their room all day working on their computer, and then it gets dark and then they realize, oh shit, I've spent all day inside, because that's how I feel sometimes.
But you do.
I mean, I try to go outside, but sometimes I, pay attention at the end of the day and I'm like, holy shit, I have been inside 4 walls all day.
You love to spend time at home. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But when you spend time outside, you enjoy it even more.
But now that you're living in the Buda side, in your little enclave, fiefdom back there in, far reaches of District 2?
Far reaches 2A, I've heard recently that it's called, because District 2 is so large that they actually split it up into 2. And also Danny came and visited last weekend, and he was saying that they just kind of like annexed this part of this like suburb of Budapest into District A at some point, because they wanted, I don't know. Yeah, District 2A.
It is weird. It sort of sprawls out there. Huvesvoj is like the name of the neighborhood. Or you're not in Huvesvoj, you're past Huvesvoj, which is Cold Valley is Huvesvoj.
Okay, I found the note that I wrote from 2015, August 29th. Vastness is the name of this. This is a note that I wrote that when I had this thought the first time. Vastness. A vast experience or deep feeling can be better understood or healthily understood if you take your time to experience some visual vastness, like a huge, gorgeous mountain range, to help you explore and appreciate the vastness of such an emotion. You have to first accept you can't fully understand it, just like you can't fully see the vastness of your view, basically.
That's beautiful. I think
that was where the idea came from.
A great ending quote to leave us on. I'm glad that you found that right before the buzzer. So
well done, Tom.
Grazie mille, Alberto.
Grazie mille a voi. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for enlightening us with your Italian views, along with our recently departed amigo Marco. Amico.
You got it, amico.
Yeah, amico. And grazie mille, Tamas, as always.
As always, thank you very much, Willie, and much love to all the listeners out there.
It's another episode of Talking with Willie and Tom and Alberto and Marco. Yo, Have a great night. See you guys soon.